Hello guys, how are you guys doing? Hope you guys are fine. Happy New Year. Wait. I think we gotta take this back again. We take it back here. We take it back here. We take it back here now. Merry Christmas, guys, and an Happy New Year to you guys. I know. Thank you very much. I know. I'm very sorry. I went MIA on you guys since November. I'm really sorry. Like, I'm sorry, please. So actually, what happened was, let me tell you what happened. Cool down. Let me tell you what happened. What actually happened was, my hard drive got corrupted, and I was trying to set up my studio at that point in time, but getting the right cables, jack plugs, took me a long time because in our country we are dealing with counterfeits. So we try to look for the best quality, and it's really hard to find. So it took me time to get good oxygen-free cables to do what I wanted to do in my studio. So it took me a long time, and I had a lot of jobs during December. I'm really sorry. Excuses or no excuses, I'm really sorry. So guys, now let's come into 2020. Happy New Year, guys. Welcome to 2020. I'm sure you guys are feeling cool. Yes, the 2020 is going to be an awesome year for us. We are bringing you a lot of interesting things, like back to back. Take it. So it's going to be a very interesting year. We'll be doing a lot of product review, but the product review we are going to be doing is going to be specific product review, not product review in quote like product review. It's going to be product review based on a particular thing. Let me give you an example. Like, okay, Presonus Studio Live for worship centers, or Presonus Studio Live for monitoring setup. So it's going to be a lot of things, and we're going to be having one-on-one sessions with professionals here and probably elsewhere. So it's going to be a very interesting, like very interesting year with a lot of goodies for you guys. So enough of my enticing stories. Let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. So in our previous episode, we talked about setting up a music studio. We talked about a lot of things, and I want you guys to go there and go and check the videos and watch them. You cannot understand what I'm saying until you start from the first one, where we talked about setting up a music studio. But now we are in the equipment that you need for a beat production studio. The last video I did was about this topic I just mentioned right now, but in my own context of trying to explain to you guys, like making you guys to understand it, I think I used some wrong terminologies, but the idea was trying to pass an information to you. So I'm going to break it down for you guys really right now. So let's get it up. So guys, today we'll be talking about the equipment and gears you need for a music production studio. And what do I mean about this? Gears and equipment you need. Now, when you talk about a music production studio or a beat production studio, I want you to get pencil and paper down and jot things down. Now, we were talking about two things basically in a music production studio or a beat production studio. Two important things. The first one is MIDI. The second one is what? Get sampling. sampling. So MIDI and sampling, that is what the whole music production studio or beat production studio is all about. There's nothing else they do. Now, when I talk of MIDI, what do I mean about MIDI? MIDI, musical instruments. Now, let me break what musical instruments means to you. So people think music has to be appealing to you. No, it doesn't have to be appealing to you. It has to be appealing to the person that actually likes it. Music is music to anybody. I can take a fork and knife and be striking a glass, and you're going to be like, to some people, that's music. You can't compare what the definition of music is to an artist that does thrash rock or that does metal rock to a person that does R&B. Like, seriously, they are miles apart. So music does not have to make sense to you as long as it's pleasant. Now, just trying to explain that there's always a argument with that. So let's continue. So musical instrument, we know what it means: guitar, bass, strings, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Now, digital. Now, let me explain what musical instrument digital means. Now, when you play your acoustic kit, that is an analog type of instrument, like acoustic, real. But when you say digital, it means it has been turned into a software. It becomes a virtual instrument. It's no longer a physical instrument. You can't touch it. It has become a software. So most times when you say musical instrument digital, in MIDI, it means virtual musical instruments. Now, the idea now starts for interface. Interface is an intermediary between two worlds. It serves as a communicator, a language translator. So let's now put everything together. It means virtual musical instruments that can translate between two different worlds of analog to machine language, which is computer. Don't let me complex things. What it simply means that the ability for a device to play virtual instruments from an analog system to a digital system. That is just the simplest way I can explain it to you. If you want more information, I'll ask your boy. You know what I'm saying? So, basically, when you talk about MIDI, a lot of things pop up. But back in the days, life was hard. We always do music through cutting tapes, rewinding, forwarding, recording it. It was really complex. So God blessed us with MIDI. MIDI is a blessing to humankind. Not generally humankind, but music producers like us. It's a blessing. Like in the 1940s, basically everything that was done then was basically cutting of tape, rewinding, fast forwarding, recording, skipping. But nowadays, everything has been simplified into something that you can easily do with just knobs, faders, a push of a button. Like, that is what MIDI is all about. Life made easy. Like, life is good. LG says it, life is good. It made life good for. So when you talk of MIDI, you talk of MIDI devices, and MIDI devices refers to devices that can send and receive MIDI information. We have stuff like MIDI performer, MIDI controllers, we have MIDI wind instruments, MIDI bow instruments, like a MIDI violin, a MIDI guitar. MIDI controllers are like surface controllers. Keyboards is a MIDI controller. So we have a lot of things. I don't want to start mentioning it because of time, but if you need more information, you can call me. You know what I'm saying? So after talking about all these MIDI devices, we have to talk about the parts you're going to see in front of all these devices. We have 3 of them. The first one is MIDI in, the second one is MIDI out, the third one is MIDI through. Now let me give you an instance. I'm A, master, you are B, slave, and we have a third party being C. So I want to send that information from me to you. So I'm the master, I'm A. So for me to send from me to you, it has to be from my own MIDI out to you over there, which is your MIDI in. Now, if I now want to send information to the third party, if you try to send your own information from your own MIDI out to the person, you won't be sending my own information. You will be sending your own information to the third party. So in order for me to send my own information to the third party, I have to send it through MIDI through. So MIDI through means a copy of the information I'm sending to B, I'm sending it to C. That is what it means, basically. So that's what MIDI is all about. MIDI is complex, but that's just the basic thing you need to know about MIDI. Now, let's talk about sampling. Sampling, I talked about a little bit about sampling back then when I talked about the way we used to do music back then. Now, we have different ways of sampling. We have analog sampling, we have digital sampling. Back in the days, it was always sequencing. You get a keyboard, your workstation that has all this bank A, bank B, bank C. So you play a keyboard in bank A, you play your guitar in bank B, you put your drums in bank C. So that was the way in which we usually sequence, but now that is just an hardware sequencing. Now when you talk of software sequencing, you talk of softwares like Fruity Loops. Reason has a sampler built in with it. Almost all does have samplers built in with them. So all these things are just ways of taking a particular sound and tweaking it to a desired output. That's what sampling is all about. Just recreating something, remolding something, changing pattern of something. You can take a bread and turn it into a toast bread. That is sampling. You can take an orange, banana and turn it into a fruit juice or fruit salad. That is sampling. So basically, that is MIDI we talked about for a music production studio. So as I talked about, I said you need two things that are very important in a music studio: MIDI and sampling. So that I've just explained to you. Now let's move on to the other equipment and gears you're going to see. Next thing you're going to see is going to be a MIDI interface. Now, it is only in Nigeria that I saw. We are blessed in this country. I swear to God, we are blessed. I was driving one particular day and I saw like 6 people on a motorcycle, and I'm like, what? 6 people, like 2 small children, and I was like, I'm serious, like really, I'm really serious. A motorcycle, not even a tricycle, a motorcycle, yeah. Now, what am I trying to say? You want to move from Ibadan to Lagos, you want to carry like 4 or 5 people. Are you going to take a bike? Obviously, you won't try that, except you are married, that you have lots of life. But if you want to move from Ibadan to Lagos and you are carrying 10 people, the right thing to use is a bus. We all know that. So, if you're going to use a bus, it's going to carry everybody conveniently. But if you're going to use a bike, it won't do the job. In fact, you will fall half of the road. So what am I trying to say about MIDI interface? It gives you the feature to send and receive information over multiple MIDI devices. Like you can send information from 4 different MIDI devices to 4 different MIDI devices. Like you can send information, like can connect almost 4, 5, 6, depending on how many inputs the MIDI interface is. So it helps you to connect between 2, 3, 4 MIDI devices. It gives you that platform to send and receive information over multiple devices. Now, the next thing you're going to see in a music production studio or a beat production studio is audio interface. What is audio interface? I think I've talked about it, but I'm going to talk about it again. So an audio interface is a device that helps you to convert analog signal into digital signal that we call wave, W-A-V-E, wave. Back in the days, it was all analog, tip machine and stuff like that. But now, life has been made easy for us. Like everything is just at the palm of your hand, baby. You know what I'm saying? So everything is just right there for you. So what am I trying to say is like audio analog to digital wave. That is what an audio interface does. It converts an analog signal, which is mostly your XLR microphone or your jack inputs, into a device that will now say, okay, I'm receiving analog signal. Let me now convert it into let me now put it into a language that the computer can understand. You get what I'm saying? So you can have as many as 4, 6, 8, 10 inputs that you can record simultaneously into your computer. So what it basically does is it helps you to record everything you're doing. Any cable or jack, whatever you plug, as long as you plug it into it, the computer will see whatever you're plugging and it will record it. So the basic idea of an audio interface is to help you to record your analog signal. You get it? So you get it? You get it?